Bincy. Today in this video, I'll be discussing about community health nursing and determinants of health. The topic is determinants of health. Especially, we'll be discussing in this video about air, lighting, and ventilation. In air, troposphere. Troposphere is the lowest layer of the air, which contains nitrogen, argon, carbon dioxide, and oxygen. So in that, nitrogen is the highest level, like 78% of nitrogen is seen in the troposphere. A man need oxygen to live, right? Yes, you agree with me? Man need oxygen to live, and he gets oxygen from air. No one can think of a life without air, right? We inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide. It is most precious resource, right? Air is also present in atmosphere. Now, what is air pollution? When air is such a precious thing, how can it get polluted? Air pollution is due to the presence of undesirable substances in the atmosphere, or we can say that dangerous substances which can affect the human well-being, health, and all that can be caused as that can cause air pollution. Okay, according to American Medical Association, they have given two definitions which I'll be discussing now. Air pollution is an excessive concentration of foreign materials in the air, okay, which is adversely affecting the life of an individual and damaging their property too. Okay, the other one is the air pollution is also defined as the pollution of air which unwanted gaseous materials are filled from the factories, power station, exhaust, and vehicles. From this, what do you understand? See, even the management or the developed countries accept that air pollution is due to any factories or from a foreign material, okay, foreign material in the air which is affecting our health. Okay, now what are the sources of air pollution which can occur? Domestic composition of fuel, thermal plants, cigarettes, okay, hydropower plants, diesel, petroleum, agriculture, use of intestines and not intestine, use of insecticides and pesticides, transportation, and other sources such as automobiles, industries, domestic source, miscellaneous. Miscellaneous include natural source and nuclear energy programs. So these are the sources where n number of sources are there which can affect or which can be resulting in air pollution. Okay, like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, ozone, air pollutants are this. Okay, so what is the reason why India is being high in air pollution? Why? Poor quality of fuel. Okay, this whatever I am discussing has been researched by our researchers, scientists, and then it has been so I am just discussing what can be the causes of what why is air population high in India. Okay, poor quality of fuel, coal, diesel, petroleum, then toxic and hydrogenous air pollutants through chemical industries. Okay, industries, factories, and all, whichever unwanted things and all, they combust and all, right? From there also, because of that also, air is getting polluted. Inadequate population, pollution prevention. Okay, pollution prevention is not there for proper, even that pollution prevention members who are there, they're not taking their work properly, or they're not doing their work properly. Because of that, the air pollution is increasing. Then control system is also not much, only small is there, and that they are not be able to focus on the major areas. Okay, the large number of polluting agents in the commercial air, uncontrolled growth of vehicles, population, and poor inspection and maintenance. There is no maintenance of the vehicles. Okay, as you know, every year or every 2-3 months, new vehicles have been uh, established, right? And they fuels, their sounds, where their machines are not getting what to say maintained, maintenance, insurance, and all will be pending, and because of that also air pollution can affect. Why air pollution is affecting us? Okay, air pollution has effects on plants, effects on man or health, and on materials also. That are the effects of air pollutions. Okay, air pollutions can affect on plants, On health and materials. On plant, what do they do? Necrosis of the plant tissue, pigmentation, lesions can be there, and drooping of leaves. Leaves will not be, new leaves are not formed, new flowers are not formed, everything will be drooped. Okay. Then effects on health. Asphyxia. Asphyxia is nothing lack of oxygen. Because of that, the person will be feeling suffocated, and that suffocation will be ending on unconsciousness. Okay. Lung cancer or acute or chronic bronchitis, allergic dermatitis. Okay, it's a skin disease. It's nothing. Dermis is getting infected. Okay, then pulmonary fibrosis can also be caused. Calcification. Calcification is nothing. Thickening of the pleural cavity. Okay, which is the outer layer of the pleural lungs. Fine. Then lead poisoning, irritation of the eyes. So uh, air or something which is polluted, if dust is there, it get our eyes get infected, right? Then social and economic aspects can also be found. Then effects on materials. Erosion of the materials or the metals, damage of the building, setting of dust on the buildings, equipment, food, bed sheet, fruits, vegetable, etc. gets damaged, discoloration of the materials, then cracking of the rubber materials. Some measures which we can take to control air pollution are like approaches are to control the sources like dilution in the atmosphere to the creation of green belt and planting new trees. Yes, as we know, plants give us oxygen and we give them carbon dioxide. We have a give and take process with them, right? So instead of cutting all the plants, all the trees, we can give, or we can grow, or we can make a resource of planting more trees. Okay. Then control of sources, like melting the metals. Then absorption or adhesion of the molecules of gaseous, liquid, and substances of the surfaces. Then air pollution legislations, or the people who are taking care of air pollution system to control the air pollution, has been passed in the Act of 1981. So according to that pollution, the major sources has to be taken to take care of the air pollution and reduce the measures. Okay, reduce the occurrence of air pollution, and through that we can encourage the people. Now, next is ventilation. Ventilation is a supply of fresh air. We all like ventilation, right? When you are, what to say, because of the humidity, if you are sweating a lot, you wish like if you get a fresh air or a fresh wind blowing through, that you'll feel fresh, right? The supply of fresh air, okay, in and out is a ventilation. Usually it is said like in a home, okay, window and the door should have a opposite action, because through window the fresh air will come, and through the door the what to say, the soiled air, okay, the air which was present there will be exhaling through the window. So that give and take process is there, and which is a very good, like door should be there in the front, door will be opening, like, and in that door opposite there should be a small window also. So once the air is coming, it has to be exhaled outside through that way. Okay, it says, I don't know how much it is applicable and all. Okay, ventilation is a process of removal of ventilated air and supply of fresh quality air. Okay, regarding the temperature, humidity, a well ventilated building is a sign of health and comfort in for inmates. Yes, if there is fresh air and all, you'll feel relaxed, your health is also okay. If it is polluted air, or if there is no much ventilation, you feel suffocated, right? You feel that something is stinking, and you feel all the you open all the windows, doors and all, like stinkiness will be there, suffocation will be feeling, right? So where a good ventilation affects our health also. Okay, like if there is a good ventilation, is a sign of a good health, and good mind also will feeling fresh, or else will be feel, because of the suffocation and all, you will be feeling irritated and all, right? Then proper ventilation is important to control humidity and prevent condensation. What are the objectives of ventilation? Is like to provide constant air, fresh air, to remove the unpleasant odor which has resulted from humidity and warmth, to check the breeding of any bacteria. Okay, so these are the objectives of ventilation. Then what are the standards of ventilation? It has said that there are cubic spaces, air change, for air change, cubic space and all is necessary for a proper ventilation. It has been set as standard like from 300 to 3000 cubic feet should be minimal needed for a fresh air supply. Okay, I said the range is from 300 to 3000 cubic feet. Then air change, it is calculated like in a living room there should be two-third of the changes in 1 hour. Two-third of the air exchange should be there in 1 hour. Okay, it's a calculation which engineers will be knowing much more than us. Then the floor space should be there. It also has a standard floor space. It's like vary from 50 to 100 square feet. The accepted standards are 110 square feet of it. Okay, then there are types of ventilation. There are two types of ventilation, that is natural and mechanical ventilation. Natural is when then inequality of temperature and diffusion. Mechanical ventilation is exhaust, plenum, balanced, air conditioning, ventilation. So what are the mechanical ventilation? We said exhaust, right? So exhaust is the air exhausted through the outside by the exhaust fan. You have seen in your home exhaust fan and all will be there. If there is, if you made some food and all and which went cooked more and all, for that smell will be there, for that you'll on that exhaust fan so that that air and all will be sucked and it will be taken outside, right? That is exhaust. Then plenum ventilation is in this system. Plenum, Plenum. Plenum ventilation means in the system fresh air is blown into a room, okay, by a centrifugal fan. Okay, with the help of a centrifugal fan, fresh air is bloomed and through which it will create a positive pressure and displaced in the ventilation air. The next one is balanced ventilation, means it is a combination of both exhaust and plenum ventilation. Air conditioning ventilation means it's a simultaneous control of air in the particular room temperature. Particular room, there will be a control of air, and because of that the air will be distributed uniformly. That was all about ventilation. Next, moving on to the light. If there is no light, how do you people look? How do you people watch? You feel no, like if there was, even you'll meet with accidents also. Like you will have takkar and all we say in Hindi, right? So what is lightning? Lightning is like good lighting is essential for an effective vision sufficiency. If there is a good light, okay, you can see much better. Even for reading and all, we should say that there should be a good light that will affect your eyes also, right? And illumination 50 to 20 foot candle is accepted as a basic minimum of satisfactory vision. Like 15 to 20 candles, if it is lightened, that much light is necessary for a standard, okay, standard satisfactory vision. Then what are the sources of light? There are two sources of light, that is natural and artificial. Natural is nothing else than the sun. Then artificial is like laser light, electric welding, fluorescent lamps, then filament lamps, carbon lamps and all. The distribution of light should be uniform, having the same intensity over the whole light. Okay, if there is no distribution of light properly, you will be able to see that one particular area, but one particular area will be filled with darkness, right? Then if there are contrast differences in the light, it will also strain your eyes. That you might be experienced while any functions and all. At the stage they will having that what to say, flickering of light, right? Because of that, if you look more in that, you might feel their eyes as like some irritations will be there, and even headache will also occur. And not don't go till that function and all. In the phone also, if you use more oftenly very close and all, you might feel headache and all, right? because of the contrast change. Glare is excessive contrast in the eye cannot tolerate glare because it causes acute discomfort and reduce the critical vision. Nothing glare. Okay, brightness, if it is excessive in contrast, the eyes is not able to tolerate the glare. Because of that, there will be acute discomfort and which will be affecting our vision very critically. Shadows cause confusion to the eyes and therefore should not be present in the field of vision. Shadows, if there is no current and all, or if you walk also, you feel you see your shadows and all, right? Then sources of light should be constant. It should not flicker as cause eye strain. Flickers should not be there. Flicker is like the light will be like blinking like this for more than 2 to 3 minutes. Usually in the stage programs and all, they used to do that. Then even in TV also. The color of light should be as far as possible approximately the daylight color. Okay, even the light and all, the daylight color, it's not exactly the day color, but it is approximately, we can say that, yes, right? Then when a black object is viewed against a dark background, recognition is difficult. In the darkness, if I give you something, a black ball, will you identify the color? We don't know because it is filled with darkness. And if I give you a ball in your hand, and I ask you what is the color of it, will you able to tell me? No, right? Recognition is not so possible. Then high level of illumination will be required where there is a little color contrast. For a good lighting, there should be having not too brightness. There should not be too brightness. Absence of flickering. Uniform distribution should be there. No sharp contrast shadow and proper illumination should be there. So this was all about lighting. So we discussed in this video about air, about ventilation, about light. I hope you understood. See, this is community. There you don't need much of explanation, just things should be understood and then you can write it by yourself. I hope you all understood. If there is any doubt, please get back to me. Thank you. Have a nice day.